For the Hydrodip method, I like to use nail polishes because I have a bunch. I started with a base layer of glitter done diagonally because that's the direction I like it, and applied another layer of resin. Then I started putting my glitters on again, this white, a turquoisey blue, a fine gold, and a chunky gold. I pressed it down really good with my finger, and now I'm going to add a couple of flakes of this chunky white. This spoon thing I use is actually a cuticle pusher, but it makes a great glitter spoon. Now a chunky blue. Just a little of that. And finally, some mylar flakes, if I can find them. I just sprinkle the mylar flakes on with my fingers, kind of press them down. It gives it a really good chunky geode look. Then I just touch up the rest of the glitters, make sure it looks how I want it, and cure it under the light. Once it's cured, I knock off any glitter that's loose, clean up the edges. Especially with the mylar flakes, I like to take the cuticle nippers and cut off any pieces that are hanging over. Just make the edges nice and clean. This is just a coaster I got from one of the places I order from. It makes putting the resin on really easy because I can pick it up and tilt it and hold on to it without getting resin all over my fingers. Once you've got the resin on evenly, torch it, get all the bubbles out, and stick it under the light. See, it looks beautiful, nice and smooth. There are a couple of places that stick up around the edges since you're using the chunky glitter. I just like to sand it down and sand down any spots that are sticking up. The flakes are really aggravating. Now that it's sanded, just take a baby wipe it down. Make sure it's nice and dry. I like to take a piece of Scotch tape and make me a little handle to hold it when I dip. It's the first time I got it all over my fingers and spent half an hour getting it off. See, nice little handle for dipping. Now you just take some room temperature water in a bowl. This one's silicone, so it's easy to clean. And your nail polishes. I like to start with my white, my most prominent color. And you just open it up and let a couple of drops drop into the water until it forms like a layer across the surface. Then I'm going to go with this turquoise color that kind of matches what I was doing on the blank, and drop a couple more drops just in the center. Kind of separate. This is good. And then we have a gold shimmer color. And it's okay if you get some off to the side. But I always like to finish with what I started with, which is white. Not quite as many drops as you started with. Then you get a toothpick and just kind of swirl it around some. If you have any clumpy areas over to the side, you kind of want to keep them out of the middle. And I'm kind of trying to grab a little bit of the chunky stuff out. You can just kind of twist the toothpick in there and it'll kind of pull it off. Now grab your blank, and you want to not dip it straight in but at an angle. And you dip the whole thing completely underwater and then kind of pull it up. It dries really fast, so you just kind of shake off any water and dab it off around the edges gently. Once you're sure it's nice and dry, you can blot it good and just get all the water off. Now see, it's covered and you can barely see your glitter. If this is how you like it, that's fine. But I like to, sorry about the lighting guys, I like to have more of my glitter showing with just a faint bit of the marble showing. So if you take your toothpick and pull around the bowl, you can get most of the nail polish out. Makes it just easier to clean, and just throw it away. So now we're gonna take this paper towel, and I just use 100% nail polish remover acetone. You can rub it like this. That has one effect. It takes it off pretty quickly. You can dab it, take it off in spots. For this one, I want it to kind of have like a runny effect. So I'm just going to cover the top of the acetone bottle with my finger a little bit and just kind of pour it across into the bowl. So I'll have that marble runny water look. And tap the excess off and blot it off from the bottom. Clean off any of it that's just kind of hanging on the edges. Sorry, I'm off camera. I couldn't see what I was doing. Putting the lid back on the nail polish remover, taking my little handle off. Now it dries pretty quick too, so you just dab it the rest of the nail polish remover off. Make sure you get it all off. At this point, if you don't like it, you can wipe it off and start over. Then you just add the resin, make sure it's nice and even. Get all the bubbles out and cure it under the light. Once it's cured, take your paper towel and acetone. You gotta get it good and wet with the acetone. And just clean up your edges. Just go around the edges and get all of it off. It'll clean off pretty easy. If you see that you're smearing it, just get some more acetone. Clean it all off, and then you're done. You can add your vinyl, whatever you want at this point. Thanks for watching, guys.